righty, we are live as the 14-6-9 Golden Knights head into Philadelphia against the 16-9-3 Flyers. Flyers coming off a handy victory against the Sharks 2 nights ago in Philadelphia. Meanwhile, Vegas losing in the shootout against the Islanders, but scoring late, 12.7 seconds, something like that, in the third period to tie it up to force overtime, and then we didn't lose overtime. So we got a point. It's better than going on a long streak of wins and then going dry when we need them to start at the end of the season to start showing up. So, all right, with that loss, a little bit of a tough one. Great comeback. It's all good. Last time we were here, the night of the almost victory, as 4 games went into overtime due to a goal within the last 15 seconds of the game. Edmonton scored with a second left. Anaheim scored with 1 and change left. I believe San Jose scored with like 8 seconds left, and then Vegas scored with just over 12. So a lot of fun the other night while we were live, watching a couple of shootouts, a few overtimes. Tonight, I am hoping we have nothing of the sort. Need Vegas to go in and like Philly is one of those teams. They did just show the point standings. Vegas in second, 2 points back. Handily over the wild card spot, though, sitting at, I believe, 37 points, and the wild card spots are tied at 32. In the East Conference, it's a little bit different story. You have three teams tied at 35 in the wild card spot, and then number 1, I believe, was sitting at 37. So much tighter race in the East as of right now. But of course, things change around Christmas. You see the guys starting to wane and how much they really feel like participating. Once you get through the holidays, you got guys are looking forward to the break, so they're looking forward to the Olympics for the guys that are playing and the time off for the guys that are not. And then when they come back, we'll see that's where things start getting serious. So, get through the holidays, get through the Olympics, and then we'll really sit back and take a look at what to expect. The Knights don't do well with long breaks, so always get a little concerned coming back from All-Star break or the Coronation face-off or the Olympics and stuff like that. So, again, we'll see. As for tonight, they did flash Carter Hart up. I'm not sure if there was news about an extension or anything like that. I think they were just kind of laying out the money he's getting with some stats, but because it actually doesn't make sense for it to be much of anything else. But let me take a look real quick. That's not what I meant to do. There they are. See if we got okay, so it looks like thinking that Schmid. See if there's any news on injuries. I do not see anything. Cool. Once we get through the commercial break, that should be starting up. Let's see if we can find one that might be a little bit closer to on time. As usual, we typically end up about 30 seconds behind, but lately, for some reason, the feeds have been terrible. All right, so what are we looking at for the rest of today? Because I did see there's a bunch of games tonight. Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of games tonight. We'll be bouncing around during intermission. So you got the Knights in Philly, the Sharks in Toronto. Keep an eye on that one. If San Jose plays like San Jose and Toronto, granted, I haven't watched Toronto in a while, but if they're still playing soft, San Jose is going to beat the living shit out of them. And it's going to be very interesting to watch. Lightning in the Devils, get ready for a boxing match with the occasional hockey game breaking out. That's going to be another fun one to watch. Ducks and the Islanders, that one should be really good hockey. You know, the other two, it's more about the violence. With this one, with the Ducks and the Islanders, that should be really good hockey. That's going to be fun to watch. Canadians and the Penguins, in Pittsburgh. Lines, I don't really know how to lean on that one. I'm trying to think that one through. Canadians and the Penguins, but they're in Pittsburgh. I'm going to go ahead and take the Penguins on that one. Probably an empty net difference. So 3-1, 5-2, something like, 3-1, 4-2, something like that. Yeah, I'm not looking at previous score. I'm not looking at the last couple of scores or anything. So shot in the dark. Hurricanes and the Capitals is going to be fun. That's always fun to watch. Okay, Schmid is in goal for Vegas. That's good. Senators and the Blue Jackets, Blues and the Predators, Stars in the Wild, that's at 5 o'clock. So we may jump into that first period. Bruins and the Jets. Jets should walk the Bruins. Red Wings and Oilers, they're in Edmonton. That's going to be a wild game. Same with the Panthers and the Avalanche in Colorado, and then the Sabres and Canucks. We may hang out for a couple of games just because the schedule looks so stacked. I am all about it. All right, we're already over a minute into this game. This feed has still not started yet, so let's see if we can, here we go. Popped up on a delayed offsides. Let me see if we can find something a little fresher. So far, this is the winner. All right. Well, who's in net real quick? Who's in net for Philly? And then we'll get calling the action of Vladar. No, McNabb goes down hard into the backboards. Puck back to him. Theodore trying to work his way out of the zone. Flyers give him space. Eichel from the red line trying to go across the ice goes right into the skate of an orange jersey. Philly back in their own zone. They get a change, fresh legs, and they're moving through neutral. Oh, nope, a little bit of pressure. Temporary reset, and they dump in from the blue line. Schmid trying to play it up the wall. Completely misplayed by Hannafin. Flyers have it behind Schmid. Stuck on the wall. Hannafin doing a good job keeping him frozen. Hurdle fighting for the puck. He comes away with it. Somebody tripped over the back of the net. Korzak entering the Flyers zone takes a hard hit. Murchison just blasted Korzak hard with the shoulder to the chest as he entered the zone. Great clean hit. Nothing wrong with that. And here comes Philly working their way back out. Missed a little bit. Riley Smith might have gotten a stick in there and knocked something loose, but they go for a change. Andre goes all the way across the ice to the high wall, and it's tossed ahead, tipped in just past the red line. And Whitecloud from behind. Schmid gets it up the high wall. Reinhart can't get it past the man in front of him, but a good stretch pass. Kolesar entering the zone on the low side. Shot. And it's swallowed up by the pads of Vladar. All right, try one more spot to see if I can get one that's going to be a little bit more ahead. Hopefully we can get lucky. And the one that typically doesn't like to work but is always on time decides to work. Go figure, it's not. Puck drop to the left of Vladar. Flyers trying to work their way out, and they do. Quick turnaround, though, as Vegas takes it from neutral, tipped in by Eichel. Bowman chasing it down to the low wall. In the trapezoid, Philly comes away with it, sends it up the low boards, chopped back down into the corner. Bowman has it in the high circle. Uh-oh. Chat disconnected. That's good. There we go. Reconnected. Puck coming up the low boards, and Philly is able to make their way out of the zone, cutting right through the center, trying to feed it to the low boards. Flyers have control. A shot from the high dot hits a body in front. McNabb's able to slow the puck down. Resetting into the high corner. High point. Puck on the high boards, and it finds its way back out into neutral. 3.5 minutes gone in the first period as Philadelphia resets from their own zone. Down to the low wall, redlining in. Mid trying to slow it down. He does not. Puck comes back out off of the stick of Marner. Through neutral, Flyers attacking again, dumping it around. Schmidt able to get a stick on that one. He feeds it to the high corner, misplayed again by Hannafin. But Marner's able to come away with it, gets it to Stone, who tosses it on Vladar. Bouncing puck, Vladar is forced to catch it and freeze it. Just over 4 minutes gone in the first period. Shots are 2-1 Vegas. No score as of yet. Ooh, you know what I could probably do, actually? On ESPN. Let me check one other thing. Dude, shot on net, stopped by Schmidt. Flyers went crashing in. Vegas goaltender able to fight it off. Korzak coming through, leaves it back for Dorofeyev, who's stuck on the low wall. Working his way up to the point, he tosses it down low to Hurdle, cutting hard across on the baseline. Hurdle hits his knees, loses the puck as Hutton tries to swing it through. And now the puck goes the other way, 1-on-1 for the Flyers. Good pressure, good sticks. Another pass interrupted, this time by Kolasar, and the Flyers are forced to retreat back into neutral. Now, let's see, that's... they got Philly and... They got Philly and St. Louis, but not Philly and Vegas. All right. Reinhardt sends it to the point. Theodore, top of the low circle, shoots and goes wide. Puck on the high boards as McNabb fluffs it, trying to work it down below the net. Philly comes away with it up the low boards, and they are out through neutral. All the way back to McNabb, who resets it. And Philly back in their zone. Cycling, circling through neutral. Finally dumped in behind Schmidt. McNabb racing to get there first. Puck comes below Schmidt. Eichel and Theodore trying to get a stick on it, and it comes up the low boards. Eichel gets it out, gets it to Bowman, back to Eichel to the high point, trying to feed it down low. It hits a skate. Eichel having some rough goes on his passes lately, hitting a lot of skates. I'd understand good stick play. Barbashev working through the middle, and White Cloud backhands it in, and it's a goal. What a beautiful pass by Ivan Barbashev, and a perfect, patient move to the backhand for Zach Whitecloud. Scoring for your Golden Knights. with his first of the season. Number 2, Zach Whitecloud. With an assist from number 49, Ivan Barbashev. And a secondary assist from number 42, Braden Bowman. Yay, yay, yay. Let's go, fellas. Let's go. What was I trying to look at here? Just want to adjust something real quick. Good to go. Got finals done today. Don't have to worry about anything. I can take at least a few days off, not stress. Start planning for the next couple of months, figure out what's going to happen. It's a good day. Gotta wait to figure out the score I got, but what's with the SpongeBob? What's with the SpongeBob animation? I mean, by all means, it is not made for me, but the animation decision is a little wild, especially when you think about what SpongeBob was and is. Dude, Whitecloud saw a lane and he attacked. And dude had a little stick lift on Whitecloud, but Whitecloud was just, it wasn't even that he was too strong on his stick. He was loose enough to let it go and go right back to the puck. 20th game trailing first. They're 11 for 20 when the other team scores first, but they've been scored on first 20 out of, what's this game for them? I already forgot. 14-9 and 16-9-3. Yeah. Hannafin making some moves at the blue line, tosses it down, but Marner, a little aggressive. Great feed by Howden to Marner. Couldn't turn it into anything, but what a pass. Howden up front, backhand, but Vladar able to get his right leg out and get the pad save. Puck all the way back as Hannafin recovers from behind Akira Schmid. Just over 7 minutes gone in the period. Shots are 3-1 Vegas. Hannafin to Whitecloud, up the low boards and in. Nope, they're going to say Dorofeyev did not touch it, and we have I believe we have an offsides. It's about time Whitey got on the board, man. He is an excellent defenseman. And like the fact that he hasn't scored, he may not have a whole bunch of points, but he is a defensive defenseman. And I miss the times where defense came first for defensemen. Puck coming out, Hurdle. Just across the red line, tapped in by Riley Smith as him and Dorofeyev chase it behind the net. Philly gets there first. All the way out, McNabb across his own blue line. But Theodore comes, bringing it into the zone, up to McNabb on the high wall, and he hits the red line, dumps it in. Most of Vegas going for a change. Dorofeyev goes in hard. Into the low corner, chasing the puck. Hurdle comes away with it. Korzak up to Hutton. Hutton throws it at the net, but it hits the guy standing right in the middle. And now it's a 3-on-2 the other way. Vegas trying to hurry. Puck goes all the way across, too far ahead of the man striking on the back door. Should say knocking on the back door. Puck to the high boards and out. Phillies defenseman did not close on the blue line, but they get it back in, and then another bad pass straight to a Vegas stick, that of Keegan Kolazar. Sisson's now getting jumped at the red line at the bench, fighting for it with the help of Reinhardt. Hathaway standing on it, closed-footed. Finally, he lets it go. Philly's going to reset in their own zone and get a little change. Puck dump back in on the Vegas side. Hannafin tries to make the play. Puck coming up the low boards. Theodore throws it to an orange stick out in the middle. And a shot from the low point is gloved by the standing Akira Schmid. 9 minutes gone in the first period. And we are sitting at 1-0. Again, still to come. Florida, Colorado, Anaheim, New Jersey. Oh, wait, no, that's the next couple of days. Anaheim and Florida is tonight, but Saturday is Anaheim and New Jersey. That's actually not bad. That may not be a bad game. Shots are still 3-1 Vegas. Damn, this thing is further behind as we go. Hannafin plays it up the boards, out in the neutral. Bowman dumps and chases. Flyers get there first. Bowman falls awkwardly, hit a bad patch of ice, and face planted into the boards behind the Philly net. 5-on-4 going the other way. Finally, Bowman is up and back into the play. Good to see he's at least momentarily all right. Philly keeping control. Nothing on net yet as the puck comes around to the low boards. Try to go back behind Schmidt. Hannafin able to send it to Bowman, who gets it across to Dorofea, feeding Eichel. Nope, he's going to hit the red line and dump, and everybody goes for a chase or change. Curious to see how Bowman's doing. That looked like a very awkward fall. Ooh, Howden gets it stolen away, but too many white jerseys for Philly to overcome. But back from neutral, Howden putting on pressure. Puck sent behind Akira Schmid. Hutton down low, hitting. I like it, but the puck comes up to the blue line off the high boards. Out to the high dot, but good sticks by Marner, Hutton, and Korzak. To the point, low point. Shot and glove save by Akira Schmid. That Seller with the shot. Oh, I'm on the wrong team. Hang on. Sealer. My mistake. Sealer. Dude, Gritty it's wild. Like, I have a lot of fun with the BRB screens and all that, doing the AI animation and stuff. The Gritty one is kind of horrifying. Because he turns and looks into your soul and then laughs. And it's a little more wild than I really think it needs to be. Turn down the monitor, just realized I'm getting flash banged every time it changes scenes. All right. Let's check around the league real quick. We are just over halfway through our first period here. Sharks and Leaf, same 0-0. Hot start in New Jersey as the Lightning lead the Devils 3-1. 10:35 to go in the first. Woof. Islanders up 1-0 in New York over the Ducks. Hurricanes and the Caps are sitting at 0-0. Senators and the Blue Jackets 2-0. And why isn't that score? There it is. Senators 2-0 over the Blue Jackets. So Senators and Blue Jackets in Columbus, and the Lightning in New Jersey finding success early. Zegers is having a good season. All right. I would like to see how much time we got? 9 and change, 9.5. I'd like to see a goal just because I do have that itching of a feeling of a late goal by Philly right before the end of the period. Now, of course, if Theodore's just going to keep turning over the puck in the Vegas zone, that might happen sooner rather than later. Puck comes down into the low corner. Sisson's able to get it to Reinhardt, who will skate it out. Kolasar hits the red line, dump and chase. Down into the boards behind Vladar. Sisson's down to help out. Reinhardt as well, but Philly comes away with it. Back through neutral. Red line in. Off the low boards. And Sisson's with the pressure. Philly gets it to the low point. Shot misses everybody off the tip in front of the crease. McNabb recovers behind the Vegas goal. Gets it to Theodore, who works it to Dorofeyev. And then Riley Smith loses it in neutral. McNabb takes it right back over the Vegas blue line. Riley Smith I forgot everybody's name. Hurdle to Dorofeyev to Riley, and it's chaos as Vegas loses the puck. Back the other way. White Cloud there first takes a bump as he sets it around the low boards. Hurdle works it up through neutral. Riley Smith trying to poke it along. Philly's going to take over and reset from their own zone, losing it to Hurdle. Little cross check, nothing too hard, but enough to set Hurdle off of his feet. The puck comes back down into the Vegas zone. White Cloud to Hannafin on the high side. Back down low across the Vegas blue line through neutral. Pass makes it to Barbashev. He tips it into Bowman. Barbashev just getting dudes out of his way. Working his way to the goal all the way across, and Eichel just couldn't get the shot off. Hannafin shot blocked by Vladar, and Bowman goes down as chaos ensues in front of the crease. And we have an icing on Philadelphia. 7.5 to go in the first. Barbie just strong arms the man. Chases into the center. Gets the pass from Bowman. Hits the pass to Eichel. Eichel just couldn't quite recover. All right, it was just, the pass was just the perfect pass to get through the guys, but it ends up hitting Eichel in the skates and handcuffing him. So he does the smart thing. He gets it back to Hannafin. Hannafin just can't quite elevate it enough to get it over the pad from up high. We look good, man. The guys look good. The next period's going to be what makes the difference. Puck through neutral. Theodore sends it back the other way, and Marner tosses it ahead to Howden, who sends it back to Vladar. Philly coming back out up the low wall and sent back the other way by Vegas. Marner at the Vegas blue line heads into neutral. Up to the high board. Stoney goes across the blue line to Howden. Sends it behind the net. Stoney racing in, trying to recover. Can't quite, and Philly heads out through the neutral zone. Korzak skating backwards as forces the dump into the corner. And Vegas comes back out of their own zone. Stoney across the red line, tosses it in, and Vegas goes for a change. Flyers getting fresh legs as well as they exit the zone. Tipped in behind Schmid. He'll come out and set it to the high corner. Hutton loses it. Back behind the net, forced to the low boards. Philly turns and sends it behind the net. Back to the low boards. A little bit of sloppy pass in there from the Flyers. Allows Vegas to take the high road to get it out on net to Vladar, so no icing. Great pressure. Great pressure in the Flyers zone. We know we're faster than them. That's about all I can say right now. So we're being very aggressive on the forecheck. Kolasar gets stopped at the red line. White Cloud sets it for Hurdle to Dorofeyev up the middle. He'll dump it in the highway. Riley Smith battling in that high corner. Gets it down to the low boards. And White Cloud gets there in a tie. There's a battle on the boards. Kicks the puck back around behind Vladar. Philly comes away with it. Off the low glass and into neutral. Oh, the puck ended up staying back in the Flyers zone. Dorofeyev taking a little bit of a bump down on the low boards. Theodore gets it ahead to Dorofeyev, chasing down the low wall, trying to go back to Theodore. Puck ends up in the low corner as Dorofeyev gets hit. And Flyers go back the other way. McNabb chasing it into the high corner of his own zone. Sends it to Theodore, who turns it over right in the middle of the ice, but the backhand is missed by the Flyers. Shout out, giveaway, Shea. You twat. Flyers go back into the Vegas zone. Theodore actually making a good defensive play there, getting it to Eichel, who takes a soft attempt up the wall. Bowman fighting for his life. Flyers come away with it, but shot from the middle blue line. Big stop. I might have hit the screen in front of Schmid. Low dot shot hits a stick and gets sent back the other way. Just kept in at the high point, down the high wall, back to midpoint, taking it to the low board. Shot. And the pass is good, and it is buried. Pass to Kira Schmid. I think that was Zegras that did it. Get it out of the damn zone, dude. What are we doing? What are we doing? Say Theodore. What are we doing? Can't count on that, man. Like, only thing you can count on for is giving away the puck. Incredible pass. Nobody looking. Again, you got, I'm willing to bet. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you got all 5 guys on one side of the ice. And we were fine, but everybody crashed the center. Everybody crashed the center line. Shame. 3:49 to go in the first. Score is 1-1. Korczak just whiffs and then makes a desperation play. Guys, we got to start. Korczak whiffs on the puck and then makes a desperation play that causes the puck to go bouncing like dangerously. Let's not get sloppy, fellas. This is the danger zone for Vegas, because it's gonna be how they recover here. I thought it would be closer to like 90 seconds or less. Philly would score. Happen a little bit sooner. And again, it's just our defense getting drawn towards the puck instead of playing their position. Everybody comes crashing in, and now you have less time to react to the puck coming across the ice, and therefore they both miss it. Is what it is. Like I said, it's I got too much. It's like today was a really good day. So even the Golden Knights and the referees aren't going to mess that up for me. I wonder if I can no, I can't do that. I guess I'm kind of stuck with this as is now, huh? Okay, the dual stream thing, since we're on commercial break, this dual stream thing may not be the way to go. I thought it would be, I may have to figure out how to use it a little more effectively. Maybe there's something I can do. I think I know exactly what I'm going to do, actually. I think when we get done with this period, we're going to end this stream. I'm going to turn that dual stream thing off. And then we'll start up a a second one. It's, you know, on the replay, since I know what to look for, I'm ignore this, watching the puck, and it's like, oh, hey, I didn't see him coming out of there either. Dude just kind of showed up wide open. Stone works it up to Marner. Marner gets it in. We got 3 minutes left in the first period. Puck goes up out of play. They're going to call it a tip. Vladar and Howden talking a little shit. Looks like a little bit of friendly shit. It is like, I mean, they have the nets and stuff, but there's a lot of space where there's no net. It is a miracle more people aren't just crushed by pucks coming over the ice. Puck comes all the way down into the Vegas zone. No icing. And the puck comes straight up into the sky. Schmidt is able to get a glove on it and frees it. 2:54 to go in the first. Shots at 5-4 Vegas. Yeah, that was a good no icing call. Battle on the high dot in the Vegas zone. Billy working the puck up, but little shove knocked the puck loose. All the way back behind Vladar. Flyers go up and out of the zone. To the center of neutral. High boards. On net, Schmidt puts it right onto an orange stick as he had no idea that guy was there. Neither did a single one of our defensemen. A little bit of a floating puck ends up in neutral, sent in by Philly. They'll go for a change as Vegas gets new forwards. Puck dumped all the way down behind Vladar again. Less than 2 minutes to go in the period. And you know what we're going to do? Actually, I'm going to do this now. Nobody's here, right? Okay, let's do this.